This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
On the show today, a drag queen story time with Cougar Morrison is a delight.
Yeah, it was really lovely.
Yep.
Dom from The Inspired Unemployed joins us talking about his piss funny TV show.
Yes, we talk about when you weren't told about something. Maybe you're on holiday or people didn't want to ruin something big in your life.
I told you about something today. The bargain that I got.
It was a fair bargain.
Mind blowing.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
On Nova 937.
It's 6:04. Nathan, Nat and Sean. How is everybody? Happy Wednesday.
You know,
Oh, we're great.
We're getting there. Book week on Friday. Very
Yes.
excited about that.
Yeah, that's going to be happening.
Yeah, Bull Creek
Fantastic.
Primary School.
It's going to be very unusual to get up and not put tracky pants and a long sleeve shirt on and a hat and have to get dressed up in a costume
Yeah.
to go to work.
Well,
That sequined evening dress is going to look great on you, though.
some people actually do that. That's how they operate their days.
Yeah, I know.
I guess so. Yeah.
I don't get up and put proper clothes on, different clothes on.
I don't know about
clothes on.
proper clothes.
Well, it's not proper. I suppose, to be honest, it's probably the most proper thing I've worn all year.
That's a reflection.
Yeah,
I
that
guess
Well, think about it. Think about what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
It's probably the most proper thing that I've worn.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day because we came across, I don't know how many years ago, where we decided let's dress casual for work.
Oh, it was such a great time.
Oh, because until then you were dressing formal.
Remember?
Turn it up.
No, Sean. It was trackies. Remember we decided to go
They
trackies.
started wearing more of the trackies.
Yeah, I know we had a tracky day.
We had a
and then
tracky
it was
day.
tracky day was happening, and then suddenly I went, wait, why am I only having this on one day? So I have a tracky life now. I love it.
Do we have an Ugg boot day amongst that?
I don't know. I don't own Ugg boots, so I wouldn't have been.
You don't own
No,
Ugg boots?
I don't have any.
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. You know Ugg boots?
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Do you get what she's saying?
No. What are you talking about? Getting through winter? Your slippers? Fluffy
No,
ones?
I just walk around barefoot.
Slippers. Do you have slippers?
Ugg boots. Harry, have you got Ugg boots?
No, I don't. I'm just free balling.
Yeah.
God,
Me and Harry.
Essential.
Harry and I, we just skip through the house barefoot, don't
That's
we?
right, yeah, terribly dirty feet.
I have Ugg boots. I don't put them on at home. I would never put.
Where do you wear them
warm.
then?
If I want to just quickly go into the shop and I can't even bother putting shoes on because like my feet are so far down, pretty tall. So and I'll just wear them to the shops. I won't wear them at home though. I'm never cold enough at home to put Ugg boots on.
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
I live in a house, though.
I do have house socks though. They're Explorers. You know the old Explorer socks?
Yeah,
They're my house
No,
socks.
they're for exploring. You can't wear them at home.
I'm exploring
They're
all the
the-
streaming services.
They're the opposite of house socks.
And dressed appropriately
They're
for.
outside world socks, Nathan.
Well, getting
right.
to know each other. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I
good.
would just
20 years in.
You could go to the gym or do the shopping or go to work.
But what if you went in a beachier direction?
You're only a what if away from a holiday with the What If app. Book accommodation, flights, packages and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Just giving Harry the heads up. Harry, I'm going to need like some big celebratory sound effect soon. Something like so I've achieved something, I've won something. All right, fantastic, thank you. I went to the shops this week and I had to go and buy.
Play it now.
Something.
Oh, no, not yet.
By yourself?
Yeah, by myself.
right.
I went to the Galleria.
And you got out alive. Okay, so
Play the sirens.
okay. Usual gang colours
all
of the
my
key.
internal organs.
That's amazing.
Anyway, I had to pop into Maya to go and get a piece of my book week costume,
Okay. Sure.
which is quite simply a white button-up collared shirt.
Oh, you've given it away.
Right, so I've gone in there and I'm having a look around just quickly, and then I went to one of those sales racks, and then I had French Connection.
Yes, Nathan, yes.
French Connection. This is a French Connection white collared shirt, long
Yep.
sleeve, just button up, normal thing. Very nice shirt. $99.95.
Okay.
Okay. It was discounted down to $29.95.
Already a bargain.
Already a bargain. So then I just take it off the rack and I go up to the register. This is such a great feeling. And then she said, "Oh, that's been further discounted down to $17.95." And I went,
What?
Down to
And how does-
$17.97. Down to $17.97.
Harry's ready.
No,
Not yet.
Not yet. She goes, "Are you a Maya One customer?" And I said, "Yes. Yes, I am."
And you're a linen lover.
Yes. No, I am a linen lover.
Unrelated, but he just wants you to know.
So then she goes, "Great, pull out your Maya One thing." As
Yeah.
I went and opened my app, it came up and says you have a $10 voucher.
Yes.
So a $10 online voucher happened. I got this $99.95 shirt for $7.97.
Yeah!
What is it?
$7.97.
so happy for you.
Isn't that
Can't be
amazing?
alive.
I was like walking
So
on
did you then go,
clouds
oh,
afterwards.
I don't want it anymore?
No, I was like, oh my God, do I go back and get the rest and sell them on eBay? Like, what do I do? How amazing is that?
That's
When-
brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
And they can afford to sell it like that.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
They're
Well,
cutting
loss
their losses
leader.
on
Cutting
that.
their losses. I love that they're cutting their losses, and
Yeah.
I'm their loss.
Oh, I love a bargain.
Isn't that great?
I rarely get one. I need to
tell
go
you,
and
I
get
rang
some
several
gear.
people when I left. I was just
Anyway,
really
when you got back to your
thrilled.
car, it was up on blocks and all your tyres.
And my car was on fire. It was great.
But overall, cheap shirt.
What a great score. I love it. Nathan, you were talking about the opportunity to buy some stuff and then probably... You could on-sell that.
Oh,
$7,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That
a great
one
plan.
shirt.
Would never do it.
Yeah.
Because that requires follow-through. So.
So my son, he works out at the DFO, and he works at Rip Curl there, and then they have sales and stuff. A lot of the stuff is cheaper because it's out there. And a guy came in and bought 60 wetsuits the other day.
60 because they were so cheap. And what was he doing with them? Opening a scuba store at
He
school?
was clearly going to on-sell them and make some coin off them.
This is how I've read so many articles recently about how some people, you know, that are killing it on eBay and how they start, and then that's how they started their stores. And they are by buying discounted stuff and then just upping the price and reselling it. That's how a lot of those businesses started.
I know. And then, but
And it's like stupid things like toothbrushes and stuff, you know, like random stuff.
And so, like the same
Well, who's
people
got
that
time
go, that go thrifting at op shops, and then they get these unbelievable bargains, and it's like, whenever I go to an op shop, I look around and go, no, I don't want any of this.
But that guy's just done, an hour's worth of work, if you like,
sure.
maybe, and he's just rocked in, taken all those things, and then he's put it on his online.
Maybe he's opening a
business
surf school, Sean. You don't know.
He could do, but either way, that's not a lot of hard work, is it?
No, it's not. And that's why we'll never do it. Follow through.
We don't.
We should
believe
buy
in it.
some of that on eBay. Follow through.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Tonight at 8:30 on Channel 10, or you can watch it on 10 Play,
Yep.
or you can stream the entire series on Paramount Plus if you can't wait.
Which is what I did.
Yeah, that's right. The Inspired Unemployed Impractical Jokers. So funny.
So funny. But it is. It's one of those things where I've said that to so many
Yeah,
people.
you have, you have, you have.
Because Dom's with us right now.
Yes.
Hey, Dom.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Hey,
Hey,
Dom,
wonderful
good.
Dom.
Hey,
So
Dom.
funny, Dom.
We've talked about it. We don't think whoever made the ad for the show didn't do a good job because
Yes.
the ad doesn't encompass how bloody funny this show is. It's so good.
Yeah, we got a bit carried away. We actually came up with that idea. We had this grand vision for it to be this crazy cinematic thing, but we just realised it didn't really actually show anything. that
No,
really did.
That's right.
But yeah, that was really good though because I was surprised about what the show
Yes.
was.
All the other, yeah.
Now we spoke to Falcon and Jack the other week, and for people who don't know, you guys all set up a fake scenario. There's 3 per episode, so it could be you working in office or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you guys have got the earpieces in, so the other 3 are telling you what to do and say. The stuff that you guys do though is just so brilliant. It's
Dom,
so
I've seen you as a waiter just pouring drinks all over everybody when you were, working at the restaurant. You're wearing those glasses. How hard was that?
That was insane. It felt like, I could not see a thing. I was walking out there, and I just felt so nervous I was going to bump into, an old person or something.
Yes.
Just, destroy the whole thing. But, the girls are actually really lovely, and they kind of guided my hand, so it didn't destroy everything too badly. But,
All right, Dom, I know these guys haven't seen this episode yet. Tell them about the procedure that you had to do in front of a whole bunch of people.
Oh.
This was full on, and I cannot believe you did it. All right, so there is an auditorium full of
Yep.
people, right?
Yep.
There is a guy at the front doing a presentation. Dom has to say yes to when he asked for a volunteer. He was asked twice to do it. Tell him what you did first.
Yeah, so it was like a men's health forum. All these bunch of people in there who just thought they were going to learn some stuff about men's health. And the doctor first up, he was explaining about it's important to check your testicles,
Yes.
which is a fair point,
Yes.
And so, of course, I was the one who Dom, put your hand up.
And
So I
your
put-
face. It's so good.
Yeah, and before this, we didn't actually make the cut. I also had to go and get my breath checked as well. So this is the second time in, and everyone's like, wow, this guy's keen.
He's pretty keen.
went in, got my nuts fondled, and
So he's bent over in front. He's bent over on a desk, facing the auditorium, while this guy's just got his hands under his robe, fondling his balls.
Dom, did you leave a tip when you got off stage?
Yeah, honestly, at least take me out for dinner first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then how does it get worse than that?
Yeah, because I didn't think it could get much worse. Then he started chatting about prostates, and it's important to check your prostate, which it is. And they're like, "Go on, Dom, put your hand up." So for the third time, I very strangely, subtly put my hand up and go and get my prostate examined. So bent over, full spread on this table in front of everyone, and then the boys are telling me to make eye contact, and this poor bloke.
So he's
front row.
He's just eyeing this guy while his finger's going deeper, and Dom's face is just... it was just so funny.
Everything okay, Dom? The prostate's in good health?
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's all good. I'm quite glad
Dom.
on TV there wasn't any issues.
Yes, what a way to find out.
Dom, the word on the street is the boys had to cut that part in because you just put your hand up anyway and just went forward. Is there any truth to that rumour?
That's I was pretty. I feel like in front of that audience, I was pretty happy to not do it. But you know.
Now, the best punishment that you have been involved with, and this would have been so cringy. Think about the first time, Sean, that you ever met Megan's parents, right? Yep. So, Dom,
you want to be in your best.
Dom is being punished. This is the ultimate punishment. Dom has to meet his girlfriend's mother, who has flown in from the UK for the first time, while they're telling him to. Dom. The fact that you kept on bringing up how old she was.
Tell
them about the guess your age. They said do the guess your age bit, Dom.
Yeah, so I feel like it was such a hard, because they picked it so well for me, because I think the big thing I freak out about, I don't know, meeting parents for the first time, let alone sort of your girlfriend, and they kind of say, they're like, all right, when I got there, she said that she was 65, and then I just kept guessing 69, older and older. I was like, I've got this special power to guess ages, and just kept getting it so old, and she just was not impressed. But,
and then at the end asked if you can marry her. And she's like, no, basically, no, you're going to have to wait a second.
So how long afterwards do you come clean and then go, we're just doing a gag?
Yeah, it was we were probably out there for about half an hour. It was probably the longest half an hour of my life. And then I explained it to her. I said, look, I'm so sorry. These are all pointed out the hidden cameras and said that you're on the TV show. But it's funny, though, because she was just kind of shocked for quite a while. And the hardest thing is between doing the things the boys are telling me to say, I was trying really hard to be normal. So
be normal.
Episodes just weirdness, and then cutting back to trying to be nice.
Yeah, that makes the weirdness worse, though, I reckon.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah. 100%. But I was lucky, though. I got to go out for brekkie with us the next day and smooth things over. I paid for brekkie, and I think it's all good.
Yeah. I love that. What are the meetings like when you... Obviously, you have to brainstorm all of these ideas. What are those meetings like? Because what ideas are you deciding, no, we can't do that?
Well, there's a couple of hard no's that we kind of chatted about beforehand, but most of us didn't have anything. Jack was the only one that really had a hard no. He said, if anything involves shaving my head, I'm not doing it.
That's the one thing.
Oh, you had to build up a couple of series now to make him do it.
Yeah, that's
great.
Right.
That's so good.
So, yeah, I think he's going to Europe straight after it. He's like, nah, I can't be seen bald in Europe. But, yeah.
Dom, are you still pinching yourself the way everything's turned out? I mean, you got your own TV show that you can sit on the couch and watch. There's so many things happening for you guys. Is it a weird life you're living?
Yeah, it's very, very surreal. I feel every day kind of pinching ourselves what is going on. And I think it kind of didn't really hit home until we're actually sitting there on Channel 10 and watching it sort of come on. And we're like, wow. Because, you're sort of watching TV like you did when you were a kid and seeing the ads and the lead up, and then it's kind of you. We're like, holy crap. But, I don't know. I guess it's sometimes you got to take a step back a bit and be like, wow, what's actually going on? I feel like sometimes you get so swept up in it. But, yeah, so stoked.
It's so funny. Everyone should check it out. It is The Inspired Unemployed Impractical Jokers. You can see it streaming on Paramount Plus. It's got all the episodes up there. But
tonight 8:30 on Channel 10 or check it out on 10 Play. Dom, thanks so much for talking to us, buddy.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Cheers.
Bye, mate.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
The other day I was talking to my friend Sally, who lives in Victoria, Sally and her husband Andy, they drove over. They took 20 weeks off work, 20 weeks, and they drove over, brought a caravan across to WA from Victoria and went up to Exmouth for the eclipse. Because they had a friend who her job is to fly people around the world to eclipses, so they met up with her there.
Did they love their caravan trip? My cousin and her boyfriend, they're doing it currently around Australia.
Well, they went from there north and then across the top. She said she did live in Western Australia back in the day, so she lived in down Bridgetown Way for a couple of years. She said Western Australia blew her away, and he's from England, and he was just like they'd never seen anything more beautiful in all their lives. Like they have travelled extensively on the East Coast, they've travelled overseas, but they just said the Kimberley especially blew their minds. So they drove the Gibb River Road to Kununurra.
Yeah, my friend's doing that.
And pulled off and went to every single gorge, and they just absolutely loved it. They had the trip of a lifetime. They then went down through the middle, through the Northern Territory, down South Australia, and then home again. They said that wasn't as good, so it couldn't live up to the beauty and wonder of Western Australia. So they loved it, very much on board with that. When they got home, so they have 4 boys, who the youngest is about 19 up to 25. So they banged them out, 4 boys, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, they banged them out all right.
Yeah, they did. And imagine having 4 boys. So you've got 3.
Yep.
So imagine 4 in the mix. And these boys they live on a semi-rural property. They're adventurous. They're always, they had a flying fox that would bounce off a trampoline into a tree.
So good old-fashioned boys. Good old-fashioned boys.
Country upbringing, just running amok. So when they got home, Sally said the youngest, Charlie, had a cut on his hand, and his hand's all bandaged up. And she's like, "Oh God, what happened to you?" And he said, "Oh, he slipped with the knife while he was cutting cheese." She's like, "Oh yeah, because cheese is super bouncy." I don't know. She couldn't understand it. The knife slipped, carved into his hand.
Yeah.
He needed stitches, and she got, "Oh God, that must have hurt." And he went, "Oh yeah, not as much as breaking both my heels though." And she went, "What? You've never broken both your heels?" And he went, "Oh yeah, I wasn't going to tell you." So the very day they drove out on their 20-week holiday, the day. So they've driven out the driveway at about, they probably would have been an hour into their trip. Charlie decided it would be a bit of fun with the boys to jump off the roof into the swimming pool.
Who hasn't done that?
And that's the thing. His 3 older brothers have done it. And it was kind of, he's like, "Oh, now's my turn. I better do it." Yeah. Jumps, breaks both his heels. So then for the next few weeks, he's literally hauling himself around on a skateboard.
I was going to say, I was trying to work out how would you be able to walk around, but every time you put your foot down, it'd be a crunch.
Yes.
The only other way I think you could do it is, when Barbie takes her high heels off in the movie and then she's up on the tippy toes. Yeah, no, but that would hurt.
That would still hurt. That's exactly right. So a skateboard was the way he got around it.
On his bum?
Yeah. Literally, or on his knees.
So did she not notice that he was...
She wasn't there.
She wasn't there.
Oh, so they left on the holiday.
Yeah.
And he didn't. They're like, "Oh no, don't tell them." All. Didn't see any of it. Had no knowledge of it, because by the time 20 weeks later, when they got home,
didn't want to worry.
He's fine. They didn't. And the other boys went, "No, let's not tell them."
Yeah, so that would have been a discussion,
because they were worried that they were going to turn around and come back again, and it would ruin their trip.
Did they get medical attention?
Yeah, he went to the doctor. Great. He got X-rays and everything. Didn't need surgery. Just needed rest. And so after a month or so, he was okay to be up and about.
Did he go to work?
He's a student, so
was he going to class on a skateboard?
I think he was doing it externally, so he could. I want
to see him down at the shops
getting around on a skateboard.
You do on a skateboard while trying to push a trolley. So you're wheeled trying to push wheels.
Yeah, we reckon Sean Darcy had it hard in a moon boot and crutches. Imagine that.
Well, this reminds me of the Spanish soccer player.
Yeah.
So her father passed away. You would have seen about it, and
before the final,
and they chose not to tell her until after the final.
Because they didn't want it.
It's a real decision
to play.
It's a real decision sometimes when to release information to somebody and to choose whether to tell someone.
Yeah, that's right. That's
for their own good. For their own good.
Yeah, well, what they perceive is their own. Yeah, what you perceive is their own good.
Yeah, because it could backfire on you, because the people are getting really angry that you should have told them. But that's a perfect one. The boys all getting together. We're not telling mum and dad.
No, because it'll ruin their holiday. They'll come home and then they'll never forgive it. So we just let them go.
And we don't want them home.
Exactly,
That's the other thing.
Exactly.
Let's see how much this has happened. There's an important piece of information that you should know, and someone has chosen not to tell you for some reason.
Maybe they don't want to spoil something for
Yep.
you. Maybe you've got a big work thing coming up and it's too much pressure and they don't want to tell you till after that. Maybe they don't want to ruin your holiday.
We're going to give somebody a $150 Atlas fuel voucher. That's right, free fuel. You can find your local WA owned and operated fuel supplier at atlasfuel.com.au. But we want to know, what did they choose not to tell you and why? Cynthia is in Alkimos. Hi, Cyn.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Cynthia.
Hey, what happened?
Hi. Okay, so about 16 years ago, I was pregnant with my firstborn, and about 4 days prior, my grandmother had died, my dad's mum.
Yeah.
But no one told me. No, because I was, my dad, because I was going to have a baby, he didn't want to upset me. So I went ahead and I had her. And she was supposed to come see me as well because they were in Sydney.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, so within the first 24 hours of me having her, I had called my brother, obviously, talking to family, and he just dropped it. He just mentioned, oh, by the way, did you hear? Like, my grandmother lives in
You cannot say, by the way, did you hear our grandmother's dead?
Yeah. I had no idea. I wasn't allowed to tell my dad I knew.
Oh, no. Isn't that the worst, knowing something and being told not to tell the person that you know?
Yes.
I know. And he found out in the best way because my mother-in-law heard about it, and then they were talking on the phone and she gave condolences.
And he's like, how do you know? It's like, I can't tell you.
Exactly.
Wow. Can I ask what your grandmother's name was?
It was Linda.
Linda. So were you having a boy or a girl?
I had a girl. I didn't know what I was having.
Okay, so if you knew at the time that, did you have any pressure to name the baby Linda?
I would have absolutely named at least a second name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have thrown that in the mix, wouldn't you have? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because she was my favourite person in the whole world.
Yeah,
I love her.
So Cynthia, like, as somebody who's been in this situation, do you wish that they had told you at the time that it happened and not withheld?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's hard,
Absolutely,
isn't it?
because I regret
interesting.
not having named the second name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I regret that. And she was going to come see me. I hadn't seen her in 12 years.
Oh.
I ended up getting a tattoo for her. But it was.
Cynthia, was that a sudden passing or
She was old.
Yeah.
She was old.
Did she want to hold that from other? Did you know whether that was a wish kind of from her as well to keep it away from you, knowing that you're going through this?
I don't think so. She just told my dad that apparently the last thing she said to him was to look after me.
Oh, that's good. Because Grandma Mac did that, didn't she?
Yeah, my grandmother Cynthia, she when she was
She was close
on
to
her
the end.
deathbed,
Yes.
she was telling my uncles and my dad and stuff not to tell my auntie Kathy, who was away over in Europe at the time.
Oh, that's
Didn't want to
Don't
ruin
bother
Auntie
her.
Kathy.
Don't bother her. We'll have the funeral when Kathy gets back, and
Let her enjoy her trip.
absolutely go, Grandma. What the hell?
Have you not got more important things to worry about right now? Amazing.
Thanks, Cynthia. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
Great, Lisa. So we are talking about not telling someone something for a particular reason. What happened?
Well, it wasn't me. It was a young guy at work. He got back from his holiday in Bali and I asked him how it all went. And he proceeded to tell me that he was riding a motorbike without a helmet and he hit a wall and split his head open and had to have, surgery on his skull.
Yes.
Anyway, he had to raise $11,000 before he could have the surgery.
Oh, while he was over
2
there?
days. Yeah, while he was over there.
Yeah.
So it took him 2 days to raise the $11,000 from all of his mates and everything.
Yeah.
And he never told his parents until after he'd had the surgery.
Oh my God!
You're in an overseas place, where things can be questionable. Imagine not telling your parents you're going to have surgery.
I know.
On your
But
head.
also, the bank of mum and dad are pretty good at coming up with money in those sorts of scenarios.
I respect him for not doing that.
Imagine hitting up your mates for $11,000.
I know.
Far
So
out.
would it be
Yeah, don't
11?
look at us, Sean.
Would it be 11 mates $1,000 each, or would it be 22 mates $500 each?
Or do you hit the richest mate first and then work your way down?
Yeah, so you hit the Gina Reinhardt
Yes.
and then you get all the bottom feeders.
Yeah.
That's
Extraordinary,
insane.
isn't it? Oh, I mean, I guess he didn't want to tell his parents because the way he did it was so stupid.
Yeah.
Not wearing a helmet overseas while riding a motorbike. Come on.
I tell ya.
Also, travel insurance. Get it.
Travel insurance.
And make sure it covers you for motorbike.
And the other thing, you've got to have an international licence to be able to do that, by the way.
Yeah, get that sorted before you go over. It's not covered by insurance.
$150 Atlas Fuel voucher. You can find your local WA owned and operated fuel supply at atlasfuel.com.au. Cynthia, I'm going to give it to you because you actually went through that yourself, the pregnancy and not knowing from your grandmother.
That's in honour of Linda.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast. She's got the book. She's got the book. She's got the book. She's got the book. And I go la 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 la. She's got the book.
Having the guys at your school might be safe, but enrolling the kids at State Swim will make them stronger and safer swimmers. Just in time for summer, head to stateswim.com.au.
We are all over Book Week. This is the first time we've really gotten involved in Book Week.
Oh, yeah.
And
We're taking it. We're owning it.
going to be at Bull Creek Primary School this Friday to celebrate a Book Week with them.
Our costumes are almost ready. We're not going to give too much away at this point in time.
Safe
But
to say,
how are you going, Nat?
Sean's gone to the least effort.
Yeah, I've gone. I have.
I'm going to
ready.
pick up something for yours today.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember Govern from the West Coast Eagles and Sean Darcy? We know that they're definitely going to be joining the show on Friday. Hopefully the guys will get dressed up. If not, they'll just come as AFL football players.
And on Friday, we do have a stack of prizes to give away during the show, including swimming lessons from our mates at State Swim. That's to people there and also people at home, so you can be involved as well.
Yeah, you can check out all our socials for that.
This week, to celebrate oncoming Book Week, we've been doing story time.
Yes.
And we've been talking to a lot of children's authors, and we thought, you know what, you don't have to have written a book to bring one to life.
That's true.
Hello, Cougar Morrison.
Good morning, everybody. My gosh, it's early.
It is.
I only went to bed a few hours ago and I'm getting back up again.
It's really early for a drag queen,
Oh,
that's for
so
sure. Because
early.
a lot of effort goes into your appearance, unlike us.
Well, look, you know what? Am I getting filmed right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Listeners, I do look lovely. It took
You
me 2
do.
hours of makeup.
Yeah, you smell beautiful.
Thank you. You know, drag queens are only as pretty as they smell.
Yes,
I wore my finest jewels from Bijwa, which is what I call Big W. Because drag is not cheap, but I am.
Yeah.
Now, driving here this morning in full drag, how was that?
Look, a little problematic. I've got this giant, big, blonde wig on, so I do look a bit like Princess Peach. But when I went to check my blind spot, it was like, good luck, everybody.
Anyway, so there's a severe crash on the Narrows.
But I got here fine. That's what I really care about. Yeah.
Cougar done many readings of children's books over the journey?
I have, yeah. I'm Balloo's premier drag queen story timer.
Yes.
So with that comes sometimes some heat as well, but it's such a wonderful, nourishing thing for families who want to come along, to come along to it.
This is the thing. No one's forcing you to take your kids.
Absolutely. It's
but
an
if
optional thing.
you want your kids to have a bit of fun with a drag queen,
And
don't.
if it's not for you and your kids, then let other people that like it enjoy it.
Yes.
1,000,000%. No one has the right. No one has the right to tell a parent or guardian how to raise their own kids.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. But it is for those people who have gone along to it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun. We read some books, have some pictures afterwards, and that's it.
That's it.
We got some readings coming up very shortly from you, but you were just telling us off air, and we wanted to know. Well, I'd throw the question at you. What do you do for a job?
Well, this is what I do. This is my only source of income. And before anyone starts panicking like my mum did when I told her that, it's okay. We're actually experiencing a lovely golden age of drag, thanks to certain reality TV shows. It's never been more popular than it is now.
And drag queens are now businesses. You're not performers anymore. You've got merchandise.
Yes, ABNs and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's been cash in the hand, didn't it?
Oh, I don't know what you said, but I'll say yes.
This is amazing. So you do become a business, but let's go back to your CV. What was your first job before you were a drag queen?
That was as a brickies labourer with my dad.
That is hard work.
I tell you what.
That is so hard.
And you know what? I worked with him for about 5 years. Every summer holiday, we would start work at 7 a.m. because that's when the noise restrictions lift. And I'd turn on the mixer and all the neighbours would be like, oh, goodness gracious, this young boy's at it again. And I got paid get this, $5 per cement mix that I made, which meant that over the course of a 38-degree day in summer, hi Dad if you're listening, I got paid $25.
You needed to join the union.
He stitched you up.
Oh, he stitched me. But you know what? I was living at home at the time. I was 16 years old. What did I need $25 for? Lollies. There was lollies. I was like, $25 at my local servo. I was like, I'm going to get so many Milkos.
That would have stopped you getting into drag because you couldn't have afforded the makeup at that point. Not on that.
Oh, thank goodness I wasn't. Yes, you're right.
It's just using like a beetroot juice and lipstick from the crisper.
Where did you go from there then? From Bricky's labouring?
I remember having a conversation with my dad on our smoko, saying, Dad, I want to go into music theatre.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you'll never make it in the musicals if you can't make a mix of cement.
That is...
And do you know what?
Go hand in hand.
At the time, I was like, that's nonsense. But now in hindsight, I did star in Priscilla the Musical and I can make a great mix of cement. So maybe he was right.
And that's how you got the job over the other girl, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Can you make cement? No, you're out.
Yeah,
You're in, Cougar.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to have that bogan charm.
Yeah. Now, you don't have to tell us for sure, but RuPaul's Drag Race, any queen that's worth her weight in talent is gunning for that show. Are you thinking of going?
I am thinking of going.
Yes.
Obviously, there's some hesitancies as well because, you know, you never know how they're going to edit you.
Of course.
And the current season is less than whelming.
Yeah, it's not okay. But let's talk about the skills that are required for Drag Race, right? Do you know what the number one skill, I mean, of course, drag and stuff, but the number one skill that is required, Sean?
I would think something like, I don't know if it's mending clothes or something.
Sewing. Cougar Morrison.
Look at me.
Can you sew?
I can sew. I taught myself.
Do you make your own costumes?
I'd love to say I made this one, but that'd be a right out lie.
How long have you been sewing for?
About a year.
Yeah?
Yep. But, you know, from the standards of people that I've seen on the show who also sew, in inverted commas, I actually use needles and thread, not just hot glue gun.
Yeah, sure.
So, you know, I'm already miles ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. But you never know what material or, like, junk will give you to make something couture.
I know.
I'm like, oh, goodness gracious. So that's all that mystery of the unknown.
This is
what
exciting.
will they give me?
Well, we want to know what book you're going to be giving us, and you'll tell us that soon because
That's right.
next we're going to have a very special reading. So get the kids ready.
Story time.
Get them onto the
Cougar
carpet,
Morrison.
cross-legged, or get them comfortable in the car because Cougar Morrison is going to be reading us a very special story time book.
It is story time with Cougar Morrison, who's just a joy and glamorous to boot. 2 hours of makeup this morning. Well done.
You wouldn't know.
Ah, bless ya. I'll pay you later.
So where can people, if they do want to bring their kids to drag story time, where could they do that?
If you follow me on the socials, that's a great way for us to contact you. There's also a really beautiful, inclusive store in the heart of Maylands called Rebel Books and Games, and they host a lot of them as well.
That's lovely.
Go follow them, and they'll let you know when they're happening. That's the best way.
And quickly tell us about the Court Pride Party.
Oh, it's the biggest and best party of the year, hands down. Like, I know I work for them, but before I worked for them, I'd buy tickets to this as well. No, it's so much fun. They shut down half of James Street, put up a big stage, DJs, big stars. Last year we had Nat Bass. And this year, his very own Ricky Lee.
Ricky's
I've heard she's a party girl, so I'm gonna pretend that I'm not normally in bed by 10 a.m. But no, literally 4 rooms of giant, big pumping music. We've got glitter stations, a silent disco, and then when things are too much, couches and food vans for you to just
chill out.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. They really thought of everything. So mega ticks for those ones there.
No worries.
Awesome. All right, so Cougar Morrison, for today's book week reading, what book have you chosen for the children?
I have chosen my nephew's favourite book. He turned 6 just
What's
2
his
days
name?
ago. Lincoln.
Hey, Lincoln.
Hey, Linky. And he loves this one. It makes him giggle so much, so I hope it makes some of you giggle as well. It's written by Aaron Blaby, and it's called Piranhas Don't Eat Bananas.
Nice.
It's true. And this is from the perspective...
Lizzo's dances do.
That's good. That's good.
I was worried about saying she's not listening. I'm sure it's fine. Now this is from the point of view of a piranha whose name is Brian.
Oh, that's my dad's
I
name.
know. So it's a small world. Maybe he knows him. Here we go. Hey there, guys. Would you like a banana? What's wrong with you, Brian? You're a piranha. Well, how about some silver beet? Are you serious, Brian? We eat feet. Or would you rather a bowl of peas? Oh, stop it, Brian. We eat knees. Well, I'll bet you'd like some juicy plums.
And you can stop there. We don't know that answer.
You sure this is a kid's book, right?
It is.
Okay.
No,
Plums.
it's actual plums.
Plums, yep.
That's it, Brian. We eat bums. We don't eat apples, we don't eat beans, we don't eat veggies, we don't eat greens, we don't eat melons, we don't eat bananas, and the reason is simple, mate. We are piranhas. Well, I think that's silly, guys. Fruit is the best. We can't take much more of this, Brian. Give it a rest. Okay, I'll stop then. You'll hear no more chatter, but only if you try my awesome fruit platter.
Okay.
Give it here then. So, what do you guys think? Is it yucky or yum? It's very nice, Brian, but we still prefer bum. There you go.
I'm sorry.
Performed.
Can I say, how can anyone be against that?
I know, right?
That is
Adorable.
bloody good.
Oh, thank you. I wish I made that book myself.
I know.
but
Well,
words and
we're
pictures.
actually interviewing Aaron Blaby on the show. He'll be on the show on Friday.
So we will have many questions about bums and plums.
Yes.
Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that.
Cougar Morrison, you're a
Cougar.
delight. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so much for having me. Lovely meeting you.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Nova's 100 grand or 100 in the hand.
Thanks to Liberty. Loans for free thinkers. Got a grand idea? Free think your way to a home, car or personal loan with Liberty today. Eligibility and conditions apply.
We just heard sorry from Justin Bieber, who just happens to be our featured artist of the day for Nova's 100 grand or 100 in the hand. April from Greenfields. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, April.
Hi, April.
Well done.
April, we did some math this morning.
Yes. So we know that there are 148 people in the draw as it stands right now. But obviously, as the competition goes on,
There's going to be more people put in
go
there.
in. That's right.
Yes.
Unless they all suddenly start
Yeah.
opting to take the $100 cash.
So that's 148 people that have decided that they're going for $100,000. The other thing on the table is the $100 cash that goes into your pocket right now. April, where are you sitting?
I am definitely going in the draw.
That's
Really?
right.
So there's now 149.
April.
The thing is, someone is going to win it. Miles will be you,
Yes.
April.
Yeah.
Well, let's only hope, hey?
Yeah, someone's
April.
gonna win
So we've heard, payments on your mortgage and going away on holidays. Is that what you're planning for $100,000? Or you got something else on the cards?
Well, my best friend and I own two businesses together, but they're very small, very small. So it would be really cool to invest a lot of it into that. But also, because it's my best friend and we own two businesses together, we never go on holiday, so it would be a smidge of it would go to a holiday as well.
Well, you know what? How interesting is this? You're on a radio station in a major city, and you could be telling us what your and your friends' businesses are right now to get a bit of free advertising.
Plug away.
We have peel engraving stamps and badges. So anything you need engraved, stamps, badges, signs, anything like that we can do for you.
All right.
And we also have all sorts of repairs and services in Pinjarra. So it's like a key cutting, again engraving, shoe repairs, giftware, all that sort of thing.
Oh, great. Get some keys cut, duck down the bakery.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a combo. That's a combo.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Fantastic. No worries.
at all.
Hey, do people still buy those coloured keys? Remember when coloured keys came out and people were like, oh my God, my front door's the red key, my back door's the blue key. Are they still popular?
Nathan, that was so 5 minutes ago. We've got pattern keys now.
Pattern
keys.
What do you mean pattern?
What's the highest selling pattern?
There's one that's got love hearts all over it.
Yeah.
We have the football team keys.
Oh, Sean
And-
Docker's key.
Yes, and the ladybird is another big one.
Oh, cute.
Sean.
No, it's going to take it to the next level, isn't it? Fremantle will never
We're
give
going to
you
have
one.
to go to
Don't want
Pinjarra
me
to
around.
get some keys cut.
Why not?
April, you're officially in the running for that $100,000 cash. Good luck.
Awesome, thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It's the Bank West vending machine.
Let's hear it for Bank West, home of the good stuff.
Well, Lucy from Manning wants to give our vending machine a red hot crack. Good morning, Lucy.
Good morning. Happy hump day.
Yeah, good on you, Luce.
Luce.
You having a good day this morning?
Started off well and I got through, so that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you.
Things are looking up.
Off to work, Luce?
No, I've got a day at home, so I'm just going to, after this, I'm going to walk the dogs and then maybe some housework.
Oh, sounds good, doesn't it? Bit of Pilates later.
You're not going to mop, are you? You're going to mop?
Oh, no, maybe not. Just that.
I don't mop. So
No, you've got all the mops, but you don't
I've
mop.
got all the mops, but I don't mop.
Still struggling to find the inspiration for 20 mops.
Trying to find the mop that will mop for me.
Yeah, weird, isn't it, how they don't do that. Hey, Lucy, Nathan is going to approach the Bankwest vending machine for you. It is the home of the good stuff. It's packed full of tickets to things, and we've got some goodies in there as well. He's going to put 10 cents in, and then you have to tell him which buttons to press, A, B or C, and then number 1, 2, 3 or 4. What do you reckon? What are you feeling today?
Okay, I'm feeling C1, please.
C1. You know what, the old cost of living, and then this thing's only 10 cents.
I know.
Yeah.
Inflation
Brilliant.
has not hit.
Oh, don't worry, Nova's heard that. They'll put it up.
Yeah. Okay, the 10 cents has gone in.
We have to pay Amy somehow.
Oh, the Fonzie's done it.
I'm Fonzie like a bloody
You are
rockstar.
Arthur Fonzarelli.
Just a well-placed fist, Nathan. Goes well, doesn't it? Lucy.
Are you speaking from experience now?
Lucy,
Make it a good chocky.
you have scored a Milky Way.
Oh, okay.
Milky Way's
Nice.
good.
These chocolates are getting a bit old for my liking. Amy, use your pay and go and buy more.
Lucy, you have scored 2 GA Bankwest best seats to see The Cause perform at RAC Arena on October 25th. But wait, that's not all. We're going to chuck in a 1 week's free parking at RAC Arena as well.
Oh, yay.
You don't work in the city or anything?
Fantastic.
When you are working loose, do you get in the city much?
No, not really, but maybe I'll have to make a special trip.
Yeah, find a reason.
Have some lunch or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you've got 7 reasons
That's
why.
right. Whole week's
7
worth.
special trips.
Nice work,
A week's
Lucy.
worth.
Enjoy
That's
The
Wonderful,
Cause.
thank you. I will, thank you very much.
Go on, come on, leave me breathless.
You have to learn the words there,
This is
Luce. It's like
basically
Nathan.
it. There you go.
I love it.
It's got to squeeze them harder to get that
Yeah,
high.
that's true. They really can hit the high notes.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
I don't know if you guys get the frustration I do. I think you do. When we go to... Yesterday I was a couple of times. Went to the supermarket and also to the Caltex down the road from you, Nat. And I was in line there, and, you know, you want to get moving pretty quickly. It doesn't take too long to pay
You
for
are
fuel.
so impatient when it comes to waiting.
But people want to have a conversation and then don't know what pump number they are, and then they got to bring out 15 different cards to be able to pay for it. And I just want to push them over or slap them in the back of the head.
Especially when you're waiting. Like, you can use your waiting time to get ready.
Don't you reckon?
So that you, hang on, which pump am I? Get my card, get the right card out. If I need to scan a flybys or whatever, get ready to go. And also, be aware. I was once in the post office at Melville Plaza near you, and the queue was out the door. There were 2 people behind the counter. There's a queue out the door, and the one person who was at one of the counters was just having a lovely chat about life. Just they'd done their transaction, and you could see the person is going, trying to move them on. They were sticking in there. She was an old lady. Clearly, she didn't have anybody else to talk to. And instead of turning around going, oh, there's 14 people waiting, she just doubled down and kept going. And it's like amazing.
It's really nice to be friendly and have a relationship with, you know, your favourite person at the shops. But these days, I read an article the other day about, I think it was a McDonald's worker had come through and said they love to see their regulars, but the time limits they have to serve someone and get them through is so small now that they might seem rude that they're not talking back to you, but they can't because, and even if there's no one else on the line, Like
Their performance is
assessed on these times.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that model is being used in so many more businesses.
I do like the supermarkets where they're having chatty lanes. You read about those where so if you want to have a chat, there's a particular lane that you can go to in some supermarkets where that's expected.
Can I say, how annoying is that person working the checkout of the chatty lane? That person's chosen that. I know. That person's got a lot to say.
Or they've been chosen for it.
That person wants to be there and they've got a lot to say. It's like, oh my God, I don't have time for this. My milk's going off.
Don't let it be a surprise if you're next in line and you feel like, oh.
Get ready. Use your waiting time to get ready, Sean.
Christ.
Wow.
He's furious. He's still angry about it.
We've hit that age, haven't we? We've hit that age.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Time for us to get out of here.
I know.
Absolutely. What's happening tomorrow?
We've done too much work, I'd say.
Tomorrow we're going to cross to our Brisbane counterpart, Lutzi, who is currently in Budapest for the World Athletics Championships, and we don't know why. He's not competing.
No, he's not competing.
But he's come from swimming with Susie O'Neill at the Masters in Japan. Now he's in Budapest. What are we doing wrong?
We are doing a lot wrong. That's what that means. Last quarter is back, which is taking the game by...
Which is great.
Yes, sorry.
Antonelle, who works here with us at Nova. Antonelle, come over to the microphone, please. Antonelle is in charge of everything sales, the business thing. Get over to the microphone, Antonelle. You've been with us.
Really need it,
you listen to us so much. How do you win the last quarter?
Oh, Nathan, I don't know.
Oh!
Harry! But I got my booklet costume ready.
No, don't go throwing the costume in my face.
Come on.
Can you believe that, everybody in the room?
There was an audible gasp.
I cannot.
And you know how much you've wronged us, don't you?
Lord. Oh,
you know how bad this is.
I love you, come on.
Everybody, as a group, how do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Antonelle.
It's pretty obvious.
All the marketing all the money we spent.
Yeah. Back to Kalgoorlie. You're getting shit back.
Ross, can you believe what just happened?
I saw producer Amy just mouth the word shame.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.